There are mysteries in this world that refuse to stay buried. Not because we haven't tried to solve them, but because every answer only opens another question. Files closed, evidence gone, witnesses vanished, and yet the stories remain. Tonight, we're exploring some of the most unsettling mysteries in human history. Cases that still haunt investigators, families, and anyone who dares to look too closely. Some of these happened decades ago. Some left behind clues. Some left behind nothing at all. And all of them ask the same quiet question. What really happened?
In 1971, a man calling himself D.B. Cooper boarded a flight in the United States. He was calm, polite, ordinary. Mid-flight, he handed a note to a flight attendant. It said he had a bomb. Cooper demanded $200,000 in cash and 4 parachutes. After landing, passengers were released. The money was delivered. Then something unbelievable happened. As the plane flew through a stormy night, Cooper opened the rear stairs and jumped out mid-air. Nobody was ever found. No parachute. No trace of Cooper. Decades later, some of the ransom money washed up near a river. But Cooper himself, gone. Was he a trained skydiver? Did he survive? Or did he disappear into legend the moment he jumped? To this day, the FBI has no answer. In 1872, a ship called the Mary Celeste was found drifting in the Atlantic Ocean. Everything looked normal. The cargo was untouched. Food was still on the table. Personal belongings were neatly arranged, but there was one problem. Everyone was gone. The captain, his wife, their young daughter, the entire crew. No signs of struggle, no blood, no damage, just an empty ship, sailing on its own. Theories range from pirate attacks to sea monsters, toxic fumes, or mass hallucinations. But none explain why experienced sailors would abandon a perfectly seaworthy ship and take a child with them, without leaving a single clue. The ocean never gave them back. In 1959, 9 experienced hikers set out into Russia's Ural Mountains. They never returned. When search teams finally found their campsite, something felt wrong immediately. The tent had been cut open from the inside. Footprints showed the hikers fled barefoot into freezing temperatures. Some bodies were found with no external injuries, yet massive internal damage, crushed ribs, fractured skulls. One had no tongue. Another had radiation on their clothes. The official cause of death: an unknown compelling force. Avalanche, military testing, infrasound, something else entirely. Even modern investigations can't fully explain what made 9 skilled hikers run into certain death in the middle of the night. In 1970, a woman's burned body was found in a remote valley in Norway. She had no identification. Her fingerprints didn't match any records. Nearby were burned belongings and sleeping pills. But that was just the beginning. Investigators discovered she had used multiple fake identities, traveled across Europe, changed her appearance often, and removed labels from her clothing. Witnesses said she spoke several languages. Who was she? A spy? A runaway? Someone hiding from something? Or someone? Over 50 years later, the Isdal woman remains unidentified. A life lived entirely in shadows. In the late 1960s, a serial killer terrorized Northern California. He called himself the Zodiac. He sent letters to newspapers filled with cryptic symbols and ciphers. Some were decoded, some never were. He claimed multiple murders, some confirmed, some not. Despite suspects, DNA advances, and decades of investigation, the Zodiac was never caught. What haunts people most isn't just the killings, it's the letters, because whoever wrote them wanted to be remembered, and somehow succeeded. What makes these mysteries so unsettling isn't the darkness, it's the silence. No final answers, no closure, no neat ending, just fragments of lives frozen in time. Maybe some mysteries exist to remind us that the world is bigger and stranger than we like to believe. Or maybe some truths simply don't want to be found. If this video made you curious, unsettled, or questioning, you're not alone. Because somewhere out there, the answers might still be waiting.